Today I did a look. It's very easy, very simple. It involves using some purpley shades. They're all from MAC, and I will show you the colors as I go through the tutorial. But this is a quick and easy kind of way to do a little bit of a smoky-ish kind of eye without having to use a lot of dark shadows, especially those of you who do not like to use dark colors. This is also very good for those of you with brown eyes, because purple brings out those beautiful brown peepers. And if you don't have brown eyes, don't worry, you can still wear this look and pull it off, because these colors are absolutely beautiful, and they're they're actually the four that I use are one of my favorites. You know, I do have lots of shadows from MAC that I like, so I may do a video showing you guys some of my favorites, but these four are really great quality eyeshadows. So if you want to see how I did this, then keep watching. And for the products that I use for the rest of my face will be towards the end of the video as usual. So if you want to see it, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is put down some kind of base. I'm going to be using the new Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Shadow Pencils in Lit, which is just like a golden color. And it goes on pretty creamy, and it glides on very smoothly. These dry very quickly, so you need to blend this fast. And I'm going to bring it kind of almost all the way up to my brow bone. And this is just going to give the lid a nice kind of golden sheen, which I really like. And these do not crease at all, so they're really good. Okay, so the first color we're going to put down is Soba from MAC, and it's just like a light kind of tan color with a little bit of a gold shimmer running through it. It's one of my favorite colors from them. So you just put that on your lid and kind of blend that color upwards. And then you can switch to a 217 style brush if you want. Sometimes I like that, using that style brush to kind of blend the colors that I'm working with. Okay, so you can wipe that brush off, and I'm going to use my favorite brow highlight, which is Brule. It matches my skin tone perfectly. So you're going to pop that underneath the brow bone. And if you wanted to, you can bring some of that under here as well. Then you're going to take a very fluffy kind of crease brush like this one here, and I'm going to pick up the next color, which is Crystal, and it's also by MAC, and it's a soft kind of light, a soft kind of lilac color. It really picks up the light very nicely, and it's just one of my absolute favorite colors from MAC. It's very similar to Digit, has some similarity, so if you have that one, you could use that one as well. And so I'm basically just putting this very lightly in my crease and not really, you know, trying to do anything special with it, just right above Soba. And kind of blending it in the outer V as well. If you want to put some more color down, if you wanted to do maybe a darker purple, you could do that as well. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is put some eyeliner in my inner rim. So I'm going to use the Tarte Emphasize Inner Rim Pencil in black. I'm going to do that part first. My eyes watering. And then I'm going to follow it with a Kohl style waterproof pencil as well, because I think that doing this two-step will make it a little bit more intense. And basically what this does, it fills in any gaps that you may have between your natural lashes, just to give the illusion of fuller, thicker lashes. And I do this every single day. And if you do not want to use anything on the lower lash line or waterline, you can skip this step, because sometimes when you blink it will transfer to the lower waterline. So the next step would be to line your upper lash line with a gel liner. Now I'm using the MAC Black Track Flu line. It's my absolute favorite, lasts all day, and I don't have to worry about it going anywhere. And I'm using a 210 style brush, which, oh, if my camera can focus, it's a very, very tiny, precise eyeliner brush. So you can do the line as thin or as thick as you like. And I'm going to start pretty much in this outer part, and then I'm going to work my way to the inner corner. And I'm doing my line fairly thick. Okay, so now that I have my upper waterline and lash line lined to my preference of thickness. As you can see, nothing special. I didn't even wing it out. I just lined it. The next color I'm going to pick up is one of my favorite purples from MAC, and it's called Parfait Amour. And I'm going to be using the Travel Precision liner brush from Smashbox, and it's one that looks like this. I'm just going to pick up some of that color on the tip of the brush, and then I'm just going to put that right over the liner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start pulling this purple up, you know, above the liner. Just kind of smoking it out a little bit. Purple is one of the colors that they recommend to bring out brown eyes. So if you're watching and you have brown eyes, then this would be perfect for you. And if you don't have brown eyes, then you could do this as well, because I think it's really pretty. So basically, when you look at it, when you get close, you can see a very intense kind of, you know, defined waterline or lash line. It looks really thick, but then it's kind of, you know, smoked out with this purple color. And it's a great way to do kind of like a smoky eye without having to use the dark shades, especially if you like to wear lighter, more natural looking makeup, not so much, you know, dark shadows. This would be perfect for you as well. And what I'm doing is I'm pretty much bringing it in here into this outer corner, just kind of pulling it in to blend it in with that crystal color that we used earlier. Alright, so that's pretty much it for all the color on the upper. Whoa. I think my eyelash is poking my eye. My inner lashes are really long. Sometimes they poke me in the eye. Okay. So the next step is the lower waterline. So what I'm going to do to make my liner stay on all day, and it has worked for me for a very, very long time, and I don't see myself using anything else, I like to dip my waterproof or kohl style pencil, like the 24/7 pencils by Urban Decay, or this one is from Bourjois that I've mentioned before. I dip the tip of it into my MAC Black Track Fluid line, and that prevents it from fading and disappearing throughout the day. So I'm going to put this in my waterline. I don't want to grab too much. And then I'm going to also kind of smoke this gel liner out onto my skin as well, underneath the lashes. Okay, so what I've done was I've kind of taken some of the actual pencil with my brush, and I have basically smudged that onto my skin this way. And it may look a little harsh when you first put it on, but you can blend it with your finger. And you can do this as thin or as thick. Some people don't like to bring the color downwards too much, but I mean, I like to do it, and I think it looks good, and it's kind of a smoky effect without being extremely harsh. So then I'm going to wipe my brush off, and I'm just using this small eyeshadow brush. It's an Ulta Professional brush. It's really tiny. It's basically a detailer brush. And then I'm going to also pick up the color Parfait Amour again, and I'm going to basically put that over the kind of smoked out liner that we did. And so that smoked out liner looks a little bit kind of grayish. I didn't do it too thick or too heavy with the black, because I don't want to put too much dark color, because when you use a lot of black, it can kind of make the eyes look a little bit smaller. So to kind of avoid that, I just use very lightly the pencil with the brush, and it just creates just a slight kind of grayish smoky color. So now that we have this Parfait Amour over the smudged out liner, I'm going to pick up Crystal again, and what I'm going to do with this color is apply it to the very outer edge of the Parfait Amour, just slightly underneath, so it creates kind of like a nice little faded purple. This is going from like a darker purple to a lilac coming down, and I think it's really pretty. And I'm going to put it in the inner corner as well. Alright, so that's pretty much it for eyeshadows. So now the only thing left to do is, if you want to apply false eyelashes, you could. I'm just going to use my Rimmel Lash Accelerator with my Maybelline 1x1 over the top of that, and I'm going to do this real quickly, and then I'll be back to show you the rest of the products that I used. Okay, so the look is complete real quickly. I did use foundation today because I had some kind of breakouts. My skin is acting funny. So I used my Revlon Photo Ready, and my shade is 003, and it's called Shell. And this has kind of like a luminous glow. Once you put it on, you will see a little bit of a shimmer. It's supposed to be, you know, a complete coverage. It's oil-free and fragrance-free, which is good if you have acne prone skin, anything oil free without fragrances or parabens. It's gonna, you know, minimize the amount of breakouts that you get. So what I did was I applied it with my fingers because I like how the warmth of my fingers can kind of melt into my skin. And then I just used a 190 style brush just to kind of smooth everything out. Because sometimes when I apply foundation straight with the brush, I get kind of like that streaky look, and I really don't like that. So I use my fingers first, then the brush to kind of blend it out. And I did set it with a powder, and I used the NARS Eden powder, and it comes in a little tub like this. I did use a little sponge or little, just lost my train of thought. Yeah, this is kind of like one of those like little powder puffs that come with it, and I just use that very lightly just to pat it pretty much all over, but mainly in my T-zone or where I get oily the most. And so I want to use my Lorac blush with this as well, just to give me a little bit of color, because this foundation is just a little bit light. The next shade is a little too dark for me. So I'm going to take it, some of this blush on a 168 style brush, and I'm just going to smile and apply this just like right here, on a little bit on the apples of my cheek and blending it upwards. And this really does help kind of complete the look here. So you don't have to put too much because this is a really pigmented blush. And I do like the Lorac blushes, if you guys are wondering. They make really pretty colors. They have some baked ones too that are actually pretty cool. So I have just a little bit here. Hopefully the camera can pick it up. But that's just quick and easy. And for my lips, I use my Lorac No. 9 lip liner, which is just kind of, well, you're probably not going to be able to see it, and my hands are dry, but it's just like a, kind of like a neutrally toned shade that you can use with pretty much any lip color, and I just kind of line my lips and fill them in just lightly, because I don't want any color to compete with what I did on my eyes today. And then I used a Benefit lip gloss in 24K. It's a double-ended. It came in a pack from the holidays, and if you're wondering, this is back to the fuchsia on this end, and then this is 24K. So I did use this gold one. It's really pretty. It just gives you a nice kind of really glossy look, but it has a little bit of a gold tone, so it kind of neutral and kind of nude, but not completely dead looking, and it gives me a little bit of life back into my face. So that's pretty much all the products that I use. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below the video as usual. I will also put the link to, if you want to follow me on Twitter, where I post just random things, or how, you know, if I'm editing videos, and that way you can kind of know if a video is coming up or not. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.